Are you tired of feeling like you have to ask for permission to exist? Stop right at this very moment. You're breaking the golden rule that separates leaders from doormats, the zero explanations rule. If you stay, you'll discover why giving a reason for your actions is actually a confession of weakness. I'm going to show you the exact psychological mechanism the highest status people in the world use to command without saying a word, and the fatal mistake 99% of people make when trying to say no that destroys their respect instantly. And beware, there's a very fine line between being a respected alpha and a lonely arrogant. Cross that line, and you could ruin your relationships forever. I'll tell you exactly where that limit is at the end of this video. The cancer of justification. Imagine this. Someone asks you for a favor you don't want to do. Your pulse races. You start searching for an excuse. It's just that I have to go. My dog. I'm not feeling well. Error. You just fallen into the validation trap. The moment you give an unsolicited explanation, you hand the other person the judge's gavel. You're saying, "Here are my reasons. Please tell me if they're good enough to leave me alone." What does the other person do? They start debating your reasons. If you say you don't have money, they say they'll pay. If you say you're tired, they say it'll just be for a little while. You've been cornered because you handed them the weapons yourself. High-value people don't negotiate their time. Explanations are for the guilty. If you haven't done anything wrong, why justify yourself as if you're on trial? The empty voice effect. Did you know that overusing words is the brain's defense mechanism against fear of rejection? It's called anxious verbosity. We think that the more we talk, the more we'll convince, but it's the opposite. Reverse psychology dictates that silence generates authority. When you say, "I can't go," and then stay quiet, you create a tension-filled void. That silence is unbearable for most people, but for you, it's power. The first one to break the silence is the one who loses a position of dominance. But wait, because it gets darker. There's a technique called a guilt mirror that people use to manipulate you when you stop explaining yourself. If you're not prepared for what I'm about to reveal, you'll fall into their trap again in less than 24 hours. How to apply zero explanations without looking like an idiot. Here's the secret nobody tells you. It's not about being a stonewall. It's about the economy of language. Step 1, the dry statement. Use short sentences. I'm not available. I've decided not to. I have other plans. No, because. The because is the anchor that drags you down. Step 2, the pattern switch. If they pressure you with a why, don't make up a lie. Use the broken record technique. It's simply not possible for me right now. Period. There's nothing to debate about a decision that's already made. Step 3, the status projection. Maintain eye contact. Don't look away while waiting for the other person to accept your answer. Looking down signals apology. Looking them in the eyes marks your territory. Now, you're probably thinking, if I do this with my boss or my mom, they're going to hate me. And you're right, unless you use the Reorientation Bridge. The Reorientation Bridge, the emergency exit. Many people confuse not giving explanations with being rude. The trick is to replace the why with the what. If your boss asks you to do something you can't, don't explain that you're stressed or that your cat is sick. That's weakness. Say, "I can't take on that project right now. What priority do you want me to give to what's already on my plate?" You've gone from being a victim who justifies yourself to a professional who manages resources. You've upheld the zero explanations rule about your personal life while keeping communication open about the objective. The 24-hour experiment. I challenge you to something. For the next 24 hours, don't give a single reason for your trivial decisions. If someone asks why you don't want dessert, say, "I don't want it. Thanks." If they ask why you bought something, say, "I liked it." You're going to feel a brutal anxiety in your chest. That anxiety is your brain realizing it's losing its addiction to others' approval. It's the pain of growth. But be very careful. If you apply this at the wrong moment, you could make the mistake I mentioned at the beginning. The grand revelation when you should explain. Here's the key that separates leaders from tyrants. You only explain the how and the for what, never the personal why. If you're leading a team, Explain the vision so everyone rows in the same direction. But if they ask why you leave at 5 p.m., the answer is silence or simple, I have matters to attend to. Your private life is not a public commodity. Your time is not a democracy. When you stop explaining yourself, you stop being an actor in other people's movie and become the director of your own. People will start treating you with an almost mystical respect. They'll wonder what you know that they don't. They'll wonder why your confidence is so unshakable. The zero explanations rule isn't about being reserved. It's about being sovereign. If you made it this far, it's because you know that the value of your word is measured by what you don't say. Stop giving away your power in convenient installments of unnecessary justifications. Starting tomorrow, when you feel the excuse rise in your throat, swallow it. Look at the other person, give a slight smile, and stay silent. That is the sound of your new life.